Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? How are you today? Today is Friday. It's our last day of home learning before we have a little break at the weekend and half term next week. You should have completed some clearboard work and looked at this consonant blend, tr for tree. I have sent you a little PowerPoint of all consonant blends we have learnt so far. How many do you know? Today we're going to write some instructions, but before that, I know you're thinking, which mask are you wearing today? And I'll show you in a little while. Yesterday I had a really good water fight because it was such lovely hot weather. And I wore my swimming costume and my brother had his swimming trunks on. We were in the back garden having a water fight, which is fine. But when we finished, I went back inside, put on some dry clothes, and then I went back out into the garden just to play for a little while. My brother hit me with a water balloon, so my new dry clothes were soaked. So I said, "Mum!" I went back inside, got changed again, went in the garden, and he threw another water balloon at me. So I said, "Mum, he flicks peas at my face. He throws water balloons at me when I'm not playing anymore. He's being very, very unkind." So I'll come to that a bit later on anyway. I wanted to have a quick chat with you about words that you've probably heard lots of and information that you actually gave me before we broke up. We've heard coronavirus, COVID-19, we've heard lockdown. I keep hearing PPE, and that means personal protective equipment. So I said, "Mum, what's PPE?" And she told me that actually lots of people wear it in hospitals, but you may have seen people wear it around the street or in supermarkets and things. And it helps protect them and other people from catching a virus and getting poorly. So these are some of the things she showed me. There's this face mask, which you put like this. Now, I don't think I would take to phonics if I was wearing this at school. Which sound am I saying? Which sound? It's really hard to tell without you being able to see my mouth, isn't it? But there's this face mask. Actually, I look like Shredder from the Ninja Turtles. There's this. This is called a visor. Can you see? So it protects me and it means my sneeze will be here, it won't go anywhere. And I like this one. This is quite cool because it reminds me of Boba Fett from Star Wars. There are these gloves, which you probably see if we help you clean up if you cut yourselves or if you have a toileting accident, we'd wear these gloves. These look like Mickey Mouse gloves. And there's also this apron, and you may see people wearing these in the hospital too, and it protects their clothes. You may see some of your teachers and staff around school wearing things like these when you come back to school, but actually they're really cool. Some of you, if you want to, you might want to wear a face mask to school to help protect you. It's up to you and your families. And this one squashes around my nose. Now, I love this one because it's like Shredder. And I also like this one because if I put this on at home and my brother's being mean to me, I can poke my tongue out and be cheeky, but nobody can see me so I don't get into trouble. I can poke my tongue out at my brother if he's being mean. And my mum might say, "What are you doing under there?" And I'll say, "Nothing." The reason I love this apron is because of this. So if my brother wants to have a water fight, I've got my protective apron on. And my clothes are bone dry. And the reason I love this visor is, do you remember me saying to you my brother flicked a pea at me at tea time? If he does it to me now wearing this, it bounces straight off. So I know it's called personal protective equipment, but I call it pea protective equipment. So when you come back to school, you might see people wearing things like the mask, the face mask, the apron, and it's all there to help us protect each other. So you don't need to be worried about it. You don't need to laugh at me for it. Remember, I can have protection from my brother. I look like a superhero. I look like Boba Fett from Star Wars. I must get my lightsaber out. So at first my brother laughed at my visor. However, I can remember when I was little, I was going swimming and I put on my armbands. And my brother said, "Why are you wearing those?" And my mummy said, "Neither of you can swim yet. If you don't wear yours, you're not going swimming." So he thought they were silly, but they were there to keep me safe and keep me above the water. And without them, I wouldn't be able to go swimming. So I definitely would wear them. And then this is me when I was little getting ready to go out on my scooter. And my brother said, "Hey, hey." My mummy said, "She's got her helmet on and her pads. If she doesn't wear that, she can't go on her scooter. And if you don't wear yours, you're not going on your bike." So again, they were there to keep me protected. So he thinks they're funny, but they're there to keep me safe. If I don't wear them, I can't go, and I wanted to have some fun. Sometimes things that might look a bit funny are actually there to help us have fun. I wear this so I can come and have fun with the children in my class again. And I think it looks cool anyway because I look like someone from Star Wars. Okay, today you're going to have a spelling test, but you're going to have 5 spellings. So can you write numbers 1 to 5 with brackets on your paper or clearboard? Now your spelling test today isn't going to be with sounds, it's going to be with red words. Pause if you need time. Are you ready? Next to number 1, I'd like you to write the. Next to number 1, please write the. It's not a sentence, so you don't necessarily need a capital. Next to number 2, please write I, as in I. Next to number 3, please write like. This is quite hard, but we've written it a lot lately. Remember, it's not like, it's like. Number 3 is like. Number 4, next to number 4, please write my. So in the picture when I'm fighting with my brother, saying my toy, please write my. And number 5, please write to. I'm writing a letter to. Okay, let's see how you got on. Okay, so I've got my numbers 1 to 5. The first word you were asked to write was the. Give it a tick. If you got it wrong, don't worry, just write it along next to whatever you've written. Next to number 2, you were asked to write I. If you got it right, give it a tick. I wonder if anyone made the mistake and wrote the trigraph I fly high. Next to number 3, you were asked to write like. That was quite difficult, like. Next to number 4, you were asked to write my toy. Don't worry if you've made mistakes, it's fine. And next to number 5, you were asked to write to. If you made mistakes with them, you can find them on your red word chart. That might jog your memory because you might be able to see a picture alongside them. Okay, well done. Before we look at our work today, I've had reports that there are more people like me wearing their PPE around school. Should we go and have a look at them? Maybe they've got brothers that are mean to them as well. Let's go go and find some people. So there's Mrs. Green, she's got her face mask on. And another Jedi there, Mrs. Brunger, she's got her face mask on.
Hello everyone, hello. Now look, I've got the hand sanitizer there, I've got my visor on there. Now this is weird because you put it on your hands and it looks, you drop it on the floor and it looks really runny. But when you rub it in, it evaporates, it flies off into the air. So I've rubbed it in and now my hands are dry. It's as easy as that. But I've managed to make sure I rub it in between all of the fingers. Get it in there and rub it all round. My hands are coated.
Another thing you might see around the school is this tape on the floor. So it shows you areas you can go. So if I'm speaking to Mrs. Rain, hi Mrs. Rain, then I know that if I go past the line, I'm stepping into her space. You've probably heard lots of people talking about social distancing. So I've got to be 2 metres away from Mrs. Rain at all times. That's why the floor tape helps me know what 2 metres is. Bye Mrs. Rain.
Hi.
Hi Bagpuss. Okay guys, we have a new Jedi, Miss Burgess. We're just going to test out whether her face can be protected from the pee. Yes! It works. So there you go, that was some of St. Peter's Jedi buddies. Okay, our work today. So your work today was to colour in a picture of a mini beast. That's your picture. Shall I show you how my sister does her colouring? Like this. When you first started in reception, your colouring wasn't quite like that, but it wasn't as fantastic as it is now. So what I thought I could do is ask you, because you're the best colourers, to help me write some instructions for my sister. Do they need to keep between the lines? Number 2, put lids back on felt tips. Number 3, colour slowly and carefully. Number 4, don't smudge it with your fingers. Could you write down some instructions for them? To you, it just seems like just colour it because you're big now and you can do it so beautifully. But for younger children and toddlers, they might need your instruction. I'll help you write a few instructions now. You're going to write numbers next to your instructions, but usually when we're doing our spellings, we write the numbers along the side first. But because we don't know how many lines we're going to write, you don't do the number until you're ready to write your next point. So for example, number 1, stay in the lines. Stay. Use a capital letter. St. One of our consonant blends. St. A. A. May I play? Stay. In. 2 fingers. In. The. Stay in. 2 fingers. The. I'm going to write a line, miss a line. Stay in the lines. Oh, there's a mini beast in here. Lines. Stay in the lines. Full stop. Next instruction, number 2. So write a line, miss a line. Number 2. When you're finished, lids go back on pens. Lids. All id. Lid. Not one lid, all the lids have to go back on pens. Lids. Lids. Back. Back. Back, 2 fingers. Back. Back on, miss a line. On. Lids back on pens. 2 fingers. Lids back on pens. Can you think of instruction number 3? Don't scribble. Slow down. Colour carefully. Your instruction, you might have cut it out afterwards. It's your choice. You're writing instructions. It would just be really helpful if you don't mind helping me, because I know some toddlers, this is how you draw, but I think she's a bit older than that now. I think she can try to work a little bit harder, but she doesn't know how. Could you help me? Thank you so much. I'll see you later on for maths.